Be here before we know it.
That's because the recall effort against San Francisco's District Attorney Chesa Boudin is moving forward after the signatures were verified this week. And we're joined live right now by one of the leaders of that recall effort, Andrea Shorter. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
So it does appear that you have enough signatures, more than that were needed in order to kick off this recall. They still need to be verified to see if it actually makes it on a ballot. But can you explain a little bit why you want the district attorney to be recalled? And just as a side note, we did reach out to his office for a comment on this, and we have not heard back yet. But let us know a little bit why you think that he should not keep this job anymore.
Well, you can certainly hear from San Franciscans that are very frustrated and have lost confidence in this district attorney's ability to really promote public safety. We are a city that certainly is for and supports and has advanced criminal justice reform, but we're also a city, a smart city, that understands that you can have both criminal justice reform and public safety. And San Franciscans are feeling that they're getting the short end of the stick. With the rise in crime, from burglaries to theft, shoplifting, homicide, San Franciscans don't feel safe under this district attorney and his inability to hold really repeat offenders, and often violent repeat offenders, accountable. So that is why San Franciscans are calling to remove this district attorney, so that they can have some peace of mind knowing that we have a district attorney who is really about public safety.
Andrea, can you talk a little bit about the group itself, SF Safer, and just the kind of walk us through the timeline on how we got to this point, where you guys started as an organization with this recall effort, and how you just progressed moving forward with getting those signatures?
Well, this effort started earlier this year, around April, and a group of citizens came together, and from around the city, from the Bayview to the Presidio, from the Mission to south of Market, and so on, and really expressing grave concern around this district attorney's performance and his lack of response to some of the issues that people were faced with, and that was crime. Some people had been burglarized multiple times, had witnessed, or certainly we as a city had witnessed some fatalities and really horrible incidents where people that really should not have been out on the streets and in the community should have been held accountable, and instead were out and about in the community causing harm. So we started in April and May. We started our petition drive, collecting signatures, and as you noted, the threshold to reach here in San Francisco was 51,325 signatures of registered voters, and we more than exceeded that. Really, San Francisco more than exceeded that. The demand was great to sign this petition. Those petitions have now been filed, submitted to the Department of Elections, to upwards of 83,500, nearly 500, 83,500 signatures. We still had people yesterday calling and emailing, asking if they could sign the petition, but this is while we were on our way to delivering to the Department of Elections. So the Department of Elections has 30 days to verify and then place on the ballot recall for this district attorney.
So what does your ideal district attorney then look like? What does that person do? What do they stand for? If you don't like Chesa Boudin and that's not the person that you think should be having this job anymore, well, what is it that you do want to see? Or is there someone that you're endorsing?
We're not endorsing anyone in particular. In fact, in this particular recall in San Francisco, what happens is that once the district attorney is recalled, then a person would be replaced or would replace that district attorney and be appointed by the mayor. So there's no one in particular, but San Franciscans have they have a right to a reasonable expectation to have a district attorney who is competent, and has the ability and really pays attention to and is sincere and serious about public safety. We can have both, again, criminal justice reform, which he claims that he is moving forward or has an interest in moving forward. But it seems to come at the expense of public safety, and that's what San Franciscans are very concerned and focused on.
Andrea, should this serve as a wake-up call to other elected officials here in San Francisco as well? Do you guys, does Safer SF have any plans to go after any other elected officials in the city at this point?
This effort is completely dedicated and focused on this district attorney. As far as other elected officials, no, that's not what this is about. This is about San Franciscans, again, having a reasonable expectation to have a competent and effective district attorney who promotes public safety. And I would say for SF has been about as a broad-based coalition of San Franciscans that want to see, again, a district attorney who really promotes public safety and where they feel safe in their city.
So the city now has 30 days to verify and validate all these signatures. What do you do in those 30 days as far as getting prepared for what might be the next step, which could either be that there is a recall election sometime next year or maybe not?
Well, we're moving forward. We're preparing. We expect that this will be on the ballot, again, with 83,500 or near 500 signatures. We're confident that it will be verified, that those signatures will be verified and we will qualify for the ballot. So we are preparing. We have many volunteers and citizens around the city that are working and connecting with their neighbors, colleagues, about this particular issue. So we're already on the move.
All right, Andrea Shorter from Safer SF, thank you so much for your time. And once again, we do want to reiterate that KRON4 has reached out to the office of San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Boudin for a response to this. So far, we have yet to hear back. As soon as we do, we will let you know what he has to say. But again, Andrea Shorter with Safer SF, thank you so much for your time here on KRON4 News.
Thank you.
Well, tonight we're keeping our eyes very closely watching the